This lady, while she was 13 years of age, she was literally beautiful. Somebody you can see and say, man, this girl is beautiful. She was very beautiful, attractive. Everybody loved her. Everybody admired her. Then she got to 15 years, something changed. She had severe acne breakouts. This was so severe that it was kind of making her feel irritable. Her mom couldn't withstand it, so they had to check in. And while they went to the hospital, they prescribed certain medications for her. She was quite young, and the mom didn't ask questions on side effects, what to expect, what not to expect. Because she was a young girl, and while she took this medication, it worked. It cleared off the acne so well. She literally loved the fact that her face cleared up, and that was how she depended on these drugs. She kept taking the drug till she was actually, preceding the time she needed to give birth. Now, the thing is, she didn't know that one of the side effects of those drugs was that it's going to block ovulation. Now it's time for her to actually give birth. She wants to conceive, but it was not coming. If you're a lady within the age of 25 to 40 years of age, and you desire that you're going to have a child, I'm going to share with you 3 things you need to have in your mind for your fertility goal to actually manifest. I know one thing ladies love to do is that when the time for them to actually, give birth approach, that's when they start making the necessary preparation. But then, even if you are not ready yet, I assure you that you need these 3 things beforehand. I want to welcome everyone, of course, who are joining for the first time, and for our consistent audience and community members. Thank you so much for coming in, because having you prioritize your health is something we long to see. So thank you for prioritizing your health. Before we dive into today's episode, I know you really love to make impact the same way we are. And the way you can join us to make this impact is by touching the subscribe button. Yes, if you have subscribed, you don't need to do this. But if you have not yet subscribed, please do well. Touch the subscribe button. When you subscribe, you are joining us to make an impact in the world. Now, for every lady within the age of 25 to 40 years of age, one of the things you need to really hold on to for your fertility journey to manifest properly is the fact that your ovulation is not the only thing you should be focused on. The day after your ovulation, is it that day after you ovulated, down to the day before your period, that phase matters. That phase is called luteal phase. Short luteal phase can impact your fertility. So I know we've been told that focus on your ovulation, which is not bad. It is very important. But then what I want us as ladies to begin now to do is to understand this luteal phase. Begin now to track this luteal phase. Know how many days your luteal phase is all about. And if you don't understand anything about your luteal phase, no problem. You can actually reach out to me. I help women. I've helped lots of women understand this phase. Now, the second thing ladies within 25 to 40 years should actually embrace whilst they actually want to, have a child, is the fact that you need to understand that the journey to fertility doesn't just start that day you discussed with your spouse and you say, okay, I think we're going to have a child next month. It doesn't start that day. In fact, the journey to every lady's reproductive health, fertility journey, begins during puberty. I'm going to tell you what I mean. Because if this idea has been passed on to us long ago, while we saw our period, in fact, it will change a lot of things. It's going to change a lot of things. But, we weren't taught this. We only taught that when we see our period, wear your pads and be good. Be a good girl, which is good. But that is not enough. That knowledge is not enough. So this is what I mean by the journey to fertility starts during puberty. I want us to understand as ladies that our body stores things. Our body stores information. Our body stores everything we give to it. And whatever we do to our body, it compounds. Now, I think it's important that I give a more practical instance so you can actually get a clearer picture of what I mean here. So there's this lady, while she was 13 years of age, she was literally beautiful. Somebody you can see and say, man, this girl is beautiful. She was very beautiful, attractive. Everybody loved her. Everybody admired her. Then she got to 15 years, something changed. she had severe acne breakouts. This was so severe that it was kind of making her feel irritable. Her mom couldn't withstand it, so they had to check in. And while they went to the hospital, they prescribed certain medications for her. She was quite young, and the mom didn't ask questions on side effects, what to expect, what not to expect. Because she was a young girl, and while she took this medication, it worked. It cleared off the acne so well. She literally loved the fact that her face cleared up, and that was how she depended on these drugs. She kept taking the drug till she was actually, preceding the time she needed to give birth. Now, the thing is, she didn't know that one of the side effects of those drugs was that it's going to block ovulation. Now it's time for her to actually give birth. She wants to conceive, but it was not coming. She had to drop all those drugs and start re-educating her body again. So in that case, you could literally see that the fact that she took some of the things she never knew about, she never knew the side effects while she was in a very young age. She was just a teenager. She never knew they had side effects. The fact that she did all of this thing affected her fertility. So this instance should help us even advocate for young ladies to mind the things they take, mind the drugs they take, ask questions, ask for long-term effect of certain things you are doing, because you might not know that they are actually hampering your fertility. Now, the third point, ladies within 25 to 40 years, that you need to actually pay close attention to, it's the fact that you need to start weighing your options. And this is what I mean. If you feel, okay, I really don't want anything to, come in between the way, you can actually ask your gynecologist. There are various options. There are options like egg freezing, if you want to freeze your eggs, like you don't want your eggs to deteriorate, you don't want anything to happen to your eggs. You can go on, because you literally know that the more we age, the more our eggs actually begins to decrease and all of that. You can ask your gynecologist for options like egg freezings. Check if it's favorable for you. Get to know the consequences, get to know what is involved, understand all of this thing. I don't want us to blindly do things. Ask questions, make up your mind to ask questions and be knowledgeable about any process you are doing, right? So if that is what you want to do, you have the resources. If you want to do that, do. Now, in addition to this particular point, understand your menstrual cycle, ladies. Don't leave your body to chance. Don't leave it to chance. Understand your menstrual cycle. If you don't know anything about your menstrual cycle, you don't know how to track your menstrual cycle, your ovulation window, your fertile window, don't worry. I actually have a consultation section for that. You can comment below that you want to learn this, and I'm going to give you an intimate, like a one-on-one section. Like, I'm going to break it down in a way you never even imagined. I'm going to break it down in a way you will love. So get to start eating right. Prepare yourself. Now, this brings us to the end of today's episode of Health Tuesday. I am very sure you got lots of value and this was really helpful. Now, if you want to extend this same help to other people outside of this cycle, you can do so. Just click on the share button, share to that woman or that person who came to your mind, share to them. And I'm very sure you are going to be remembered for doing that. Thank you for staying tuned and see you next Tuesday for another great episode. Have a nice week. I love you guys.